Happy 239th birthday, Tucson, and we are celebrating with a contest.
The Postal History Foundation is having their 7th annual Tucson Birthday Stamp Design Contest for kids. And here with us today is Lisa Dembowski, Education Director. Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Good morning. Good. How are you?
We're doing great, actually. And I was telling you earlier that I used to collect stamps too, and it's tons of fun. And you are a philatelist,
yes,
which is the word for a stamp collector.
That's right. Philatelist. I've never even heard of that. I like it.
So what can you tell us about the Postal History Foundation?
Well, we've been around for about 60 years, and we specialize in the preservation of the history of the Postal Service, especially in the West. And we also are research, we have a library, and we have the education element, which I go into the classroom a lot around here and teach lessons using stamps, integrating stamps into the curriculum. So I can teach a lesson on art, I can teach a lesson on Civil War, whatever it is. And then teachers across the country order lessons from me also.
Oh, that is really cool.
Yeah.
And I'm sure actually stamps are very educational.
Yeah,
more educational than people like to give them credit for.
That's right. And they're wonderful arts of work.
Yes.
Exactly. So,
work of art, sorry.
we know tonight. So 7 years ago, you created this contest.
We did.
Tell us about, where did this idea come from?
Well, it was actually part of Syl Peterson was very big on starting a Tucson birthday celebration. And then we kind of got into the act, a lady who was working for us at that time, Kelly and I. And it was for all ages at that point, for adults also. But when I took over it, I just said, kids, we're going to do the kids. Because that's more fun that way.
And tell us a little bit about your YES program.
That's the YES education program, Youth Education Through Stamps. We provide stamps and lessons that we create to teachers pretty much free of charge.
Oh, wow.
We're a nonprofit, so we need stamps and donations all the time, monetary or stamps. And we provide stamps free. The teachers order them online, or they call me, or they email me. And like I said, teachers across the country also order them. So it's a lesson having to do with curriculum, whether it's environment, art, history, whatever it is. And every student gets a packet of stamps to go with that lesson.
So you said you're looking for donations of stamps. Does that mean that I could just go to the post office, buy a book of stamps, and donate them to you, or are you looking for specific stamps?
Any stamps, any philatelic supplies, any stamps. New stamps, it takes a long time. I give students used stamps because new stamps are very expensive, right? I'm a collector, I collect mint, so that costs a lot of money. So we will take any kind of donation of stamps, new, used. We build files. Because every stamp in the world is assigned a Scott number in the big Scott catalogs. So, like George Washington is the first, Ben Franklin is the first U.S. stamp from 1847. That's U.S. #1.
Okay.
So,
I have to ask you, by the way, what is your oldest stamp in your collection?
In my collection, I think that's a Louisiana Purchase stamp that it's probably 1920s and 30s
oh my
in there.
Gosh.
It can get pretty pricey. So I don't have the money to buy a $5,000, Ben Franklin.
Okay, let's talk about this really cool contest.
Yes.
And how can people participate? And I have 2 of the winners. This was 2010 that you're looking at right now. And then here was 2012.
Ooh.
And then you want to show last year's winner?
Last year's winner is right there in front on the table.
So give us the details.
So you can drop by anytime this summer and at our place, have a tour, have fun, get in the library, take home some stamps. But we have the forms, the entry forms, and the template, which is this little outline, the stamp perforation outline. And I have supplies right there where they can create the stamp right there in the library, if they, their design, and enter right there. Or you can go online and download the entry forms and do it that way, and then drop it by August 1st.
And it's perfect for summertime, especially because it's so hot outside. If you don't have anything to do, definitely.
Yes, because when kids get into, and when families come in and take tours, which they do all the time, they have a lot of fun, and they can walk out with stamps, things that they're interested in, topics, whether they like swimming or sports or whatever, or presidents. We can get that to them.
And is there any sort of requirements? Some of these were in black and white, some were in color. Does anything go?
Well, this was very unusual. This was one that was just pen and ink a couple years ago, but it was so striking. The judges, chose that. There's requirements that you have to do it on that paper, your artwork, but it can be multimedia, it can be construction paper. This was originally construction paper on some parts, and watercolor and ink. Very creative, and pen, that kind of thing. So it's very good.
Very cool.
Very interesting.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you.
And happy birthday to Tucson. The 7th annual Tucson Birthday Stamp Design Contest for Kids is giving you until August 1st to submit your entries. To learn more about it, you can call 623-6652 or go online to postalhistoryfoundation.org.
And stick around. The Morning Blend will be right back with what's happening on tomorrow's show and find out what's sizzling on Hollywood. Don't go anywhere.